Take 87.
We're having a morning.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to address one of our listeners. I didn't get your name.
Yes, you do. She didn't get your name because she froze.
As I do. So I was in public and I was
Which on its
alone.
own is a bad, like, why
It's,
are we doing that?
yeah. So there I was,
Mm-hmm,
decided to take myself out on a date.
Yeah.
And by take myself out on a date, like I dated the shit out of myself. I wined and dined myself so hard.
You went hard.
I went to this little restaurant bar called Speakeasy down in the market, and I ordered an expensive bottle of wine. I had my book. I ordered good food. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, to the lady that asked me if I was Ashley from Triggered, and
Uh-huh.
I said, no,
Uh-huh.
it was me.
It is indeed Ashley from Triggered.
But hear me out. There were 3 things going against me in that very moment. And I'm going to
Right.
lay them out for you so that if you do ever see me and I act like a complete fucking weirdo,
This is why.
this is what. First of all, I have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm alone, I feel unsure.
Okay. And
And
that's fair.
and I can handle it most times, but this one day I was going through it. I was by myself. I had been drinking and I just froze. Like when I think of Triggered, I think of Tell and Ash. So when I am all of a sudden on my own and it's just Ash, I need Tell. I can't
Like, what are we doing?
do that by myself. So anyways, I froze. Also, I was drunk during the day. Also, there was a man who was like, I would go as far as saying semi-stalking me that day. And to the point where I had to call Chantal. Well, I messaged Chantal and said, I need you to FaceTime me with Matt. And Matt needs to pretend he's my boyfriend to scare
And
these fucking guys off.
I just want to give the biggest shout out to Matt because, friends, you got to understand something. It's football Sunday in my house, which is sacrilegious. Okay. Like, that is our day. We're watching football, and I get this text from Ashley, and I lean over to him and I'm like, hey, Ash is about to FaceTime us. You got to pretend you're her husband. And this man did not even have a question mark on his face.
He's like, okay.
The phone rang and he was like, hey there, love. Like, was like,
He's
just
like,
so into it.
I am on my
Saved
way
her
to you
life.
right now. Order me a whiskey.
Yeah.
This fucking guy ended up asking for his bill right away. And then
just saved the day.
Then his cards were declining.
Which karma.
So I ran and I hid in the bathroom by myself.
All this to say to our lovely listener who got the cold shoulder from Ashley.
You caught me at a bad moment.
It was in fact Ashley. And I hope that we run into you together at some point so you could be like, oh.
Or even maybe when I'm not drunk in public alone being stalked by a man with the most beautiful ponytail I've ever seen. Just saying. He had a great ponytail. But no, I was going through it in that moment. And I didn't want that guy to know who I was. I was really panicking in the moment. In my head, I looked calm and cool, but there was nothing calm and cool. And because of the nature of our podcast, I don't want strangers to know me or where I am.
Well, that's just it. Like, for 95% of the people that we come into contact with, we love, like, it's still weird to us running into you guys in the wild.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, you're from that podcast. That's amazing. And we love this. But there are 5% who are creepy.
Yeah.
And who will cyber stalk us and potentially actually stalk us. So we don't want that.
It scared
me.
So
sometimes we have to be careful.
I was nervous.
Nevertheless, hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. It is
Thank you for
Ashley.
listening.
You were right. You nailed it. You're the winner. I'm a loser. I want to get into today's episode by starting with a question for our lovely gal, Telly, because I haven't done that in a while. Was there ever a time that you were young, maybe even not young, anytime, where you accepted something from someone that in hindsight could have been a very dangerous situation or was definitely not something you should have partook in?
Yes, 100%. I was about 15 years old. I was picking something up for mom at our local flower balloon shop. And she had sent me in. She stayed in the car. And when I went in, there was this old guy and he was kind of like creeping. And then he came up to me when the worker went to the back to get my balloons. And he was like, "You're so beautiful. Has anyone ever told you how beautiful you are?" Now, I need everyone to remember 15-year-old Chantal was like sheltered AF. I had to wear skirts. I wasn't allowed to cut my hair, and I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. So the fact that like any other human being came up to me and was like, "You're lovely," and he was laying it on thick. He was like, "You have such an old Hollywood look to you. Have you ever considered modeling?" And I'm like, I'm eating it up
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm beautiful. Guys."
Hello? Look at me.
So I'm like, "Ha, no." So I get the balloons from the lady, and as I'm leaving, this man goes, "Wait," hands me a yellow rose with a business card. And it was
That's
like
weird.
modeling agency. And I go skipping out to the car, right? I'm like, "Mom, someone thinks I'm beautiful."
I just got my first big break.
And my mother went off. She
Like,
ripped that rose out of my hand, grabbed the card, marched into that flower shop. I don't even know what happened. All I'm going to say is I never saw the guy leave. So I don't know what went down in there, but she went in, she
Suspicious.
came out and was like, "Do not ever accept flowers from strangers." I was like, "Okay, I just,
Sorry.
am
You
I
said I was
pretty?"
purty.
She's like, "It doesn't matter." Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So yeah, like that could have gone so
Yeah.
bad. Could have been
Brazen,
real
this
not
fucking
good.
guy. Anyways,
I
what a
know.
weirdo. Mine was lived in a duplex in like a not like kind of an impoverished neighborhood.
Mhm.
And my two best friends lived in the front of the duplex. I lived in the back with my mom. And there was this man down the road in this like spooky old house, which Ashley now wants to own that house, but that's neither here nor there. He had all these cats. He was this weird
Oh,
old
good.
man. But the only way he would let us play with the cats would be first we had to sit on his lap.
I hope you're kidding.
No, we did it. We didn't know we were doing anything wrong. We would sit
No,
on his
we
lap.
didn't.
We would just be like, "So, what do you want to ask for Christmas?" And like it was just like a really like we were like 6 and 7. We were
Santa
little.
with the kittens.
And then
Ew. Oh, I'm so grossed out.
so we used to go all the time. And then I remember this
Mhm.
one time he was like, "Oh, I got new kittens, but they're inside," which was weird because he had all these kittens like outside of his house. And he's like, "You
Mhm.
can come see them, but you have to come in the house and come upstairs with me." And my friend was like, "Yeah, let's go." And I stopped in the door. I was like, "No." Like, I just like was like, "I'm not allowed to do that." So I said, I was like, "Amy, I think I either said my mom called me or her mom
Mhm.
called. I can't, it was like a million years ago, 30 some years ago." And then she's like, "Oh," and then we left. And I was like, "We can't go in there." We never went back. Like, I don't know. I
Good.
just had this feeling, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird.
Me walking over, sitting on this old man's lap. This went on for a really long time. Anytime he was outside on the weekend, we'd be playing. There was a park nearby. There was a
He's
candy
like,
store up
"Come
the
on
road.
over, girls. Have a sit on my lap."
And we did. Like, ew. It really
We
bothers.
didn't
That's
know.
a memory.
We didn't know.
We didn't know. But boy, do I have a story for you.
All right.
And it's one of the wildest stories that I've literally ever read. And it was really hard for me to like get this thing together because there was too much information for some things and not enough information for others.
And you know what? I just want to take a minute and like hats off to you because, guys, it may seem like these stories just like roll off our tongues sometimes,
Mm.
but there are some that just, like you just said, there's either too much information or there is a lot of information about one part of the story and then there's missing information about other parts.
It's a really this was really hard for me to write, and I think
Mhm.
the hardest thing is there's these big long gaps that shit is
Mm.
going on, but we don't
Yeah.
have any information about it. So all I
Yeah.
have is the information I'm going to share. I'm going to try and make
Perfect.
it make sense.
Okay.
Fuck my life.
But also, a lot of these stories don't make sense because we're talking about the depravity of the human mind.
Nothing
So
makes sense
sometimes
to
it's
me in this one.
confusing. Yeah.
It's fucking bananas.
Well, I'm ready.
So this to me was wild because this story, And this, like, the horror of this went on for years. Nobody saw it coming. No one suspected anything. Parents were begging for answers for
Oh,
years.
I hate that.
And the people in charge just kept saying, run away. Your kids are running away.
Okay.
But they weren't.
Of course they weren't.
And I want to give, like, a lot of respect because there is going to be a lot of gory details here, but I also want to respect the youth that I'm about to talk about and their families. So the truth of the matter was, when it came out, it shocked an entire city because it's crazy.
Yeah.
So grab your drink, whatever you're drinking, coffee, tea, wine, beer, whatever. Let's go. We're going to go back to Houston Heights in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
And this is heavy. So fair warning, triggered. It starts really simple, but it's going to give you like a sick feeling. So December 24th, 1939, Christmas Eve, a little baby boy is born. He is sweet in all the ways a baby is sweet, innocent. No red flags here. They live in Fort Wayne, Indiana. His parents, though, always fighting. Just one of those marriages that these two people are not bad people. They just don't go together. They bring out the worst of each other. By the time this baby is 6 years old, they split. They are done.
Yeah.
Mom moves him and his brother around a lot. She can't find her footing. She is way ahead of her time. She's not a typical 1930s, 40s housewife. She wants to build something. She has drive.
Good for her.
Yep. She's like, I'm going to make this a good life.
Yeah.
But like, while she's finding herself and trying to create a life, she's dating. We've got men in and out. She's trying to build a family again. And that's okay.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with a woman trying to.
No.
She was a good mom. She had 2 boys.
That's right.
So the kid we're going to mostly focus on, we're going to start by just releasing his first name, because if I say the last name, I feel like I'm going to give all my
cards away.
Yeah. Let's call him just Dean.
All right, Dean.
Dean for now is shy, quiet, very polite. Teachers love him because he never causes problems. He follows the rules. He hands in his assignments. He's almost too polite. Nothing ruffles his feathers. He doesn't ruffle feathers. He's almost like that robotic kid that's just like, this kid's too perfect.
I know what you mean.
And classmates they rarely remember him because he was just there. He
was not memorable.
No. Finally, Mama finally settles down, and that's where we end up in Houston. Dean is not out chasing football games or girls. He is quiet, shy, withdrawn, polite. So he's not like the weirdo, quiet, shy. He's very matter of fact. Yes, please, thank you. Have a great day kind of kid.
Like, he sounds like the perfect, like, 1950s kid.
100%. Nothing remarkable.
Okay. Right.
He's not out. He's not hanging out with friends. Instead, he's helping his mom pack boxes of candy. When he's not, when all the other kids are at the drive-in, playing, hanging out, he's stirring sugar and nuts because his mama has started a company of candy. So she found her footing. She started a company.
I love these entrepreneurial women.
I know. Back then, too.
And especially back then. Like, I feel like now there are still issues, but like, we have so much more support now than we would have in the 50s, 60s.
You're
70s.
not getting a business loan as a single woman.
Can you imagine even asking for one?
They'd be like, where's your husband?
No, and that's like, we laugh. That's actually what would happen.
When I was applying for my mortgage, actually, when I was single, I was asked 3 times, do I have a husband? Do you have a man to co-sign? The fuck does it matter? I qualify with my income.
I'm sorry.
A man.
They said, do you have a man to co-sign?
Do you have a boyfriend, a husband, a guy that
I
can
would have raged.
I was too sad. I was just like, I don't. But then I did because my dad.
I don't.
So yeah, this guy, for all accounts, is working, schooling, reserved.
Being a good boy.
He's so tidy, you know?
I don't know what that's like.
Hair always did, like always looked really presentable. And if you met him back then, you wouldn't have even thought twice. You'd just be like, oh, that guy. Yeah, maybe I remember him.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't. By the 1960s, though, Dean is a young man working full time with his mom, the candy shop. He ends up getting drafted into the Army in 64. He trains as a radio repairman.
Okay. Yeah. That's actually a really important job. You
Yeah.
need your
So he
radios out
has to
there.
be quite smart.
Yes. Yeah.
He's very intelligent, I would assume. But within a year, he does end up coming home on a hardship discharge. If people don't know what that is, basically, like back in the 60s, you were drafted to go to the military. It was a non-negotiable. If you were young, healthy, whatever, you're going, you go, you serve your time, you do the thing, you can come home.
Yeah.
Now, you could get out of serving for specific reasons. And one of those reasons for him essentially was he needed to help his mom with the company because she was drowning. Things were falling apart, and that's hardship, right? So
Yeah.
honorable discharge, off you go, get
Good.
back to your candy factory. And there he was. He shows up and he's back at it. Now, here is where things start taking a turn.
There's always a turn.
There's always a fucking turn. To me, this was creepy. So in 1965, his mom decides to move their little shop. So they had, it was like a little storefront, to a pretty large bungalow. So now it's like a full company operation of making candy, selling candy. It's a candy shop. It's a whole thing. And right across the road from this candy shop is directly across from an elementary school.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why?
And Dean makes this place the hangout of all hangouts for these kids. Teenagers, young kids, like not too young. I would say like 12 and up maybe seem to be the age. Young
I'm having a hard
teens.
time listening to this without the song, I'll take you to the candy shop.
You don't want to go to this candy shop
In the back of my head.
Shit's getting whack in there. He literally sets up a pool table in the back with couches and seats. He's letting the kids hang out there. So after school, he's handing out free candy. He's
the cool guy.
He's the cool guy, right? The neighborhood kids, they adore him. The parents, they're giving him candy. It reminds me of the time your daughter came home and told that there was a guy that hangs outside of the library and gives out candy. And my son was like, Mom, I have to tell you something. Chantal's daughter, I don't want to say her name, goes to the library and some man in a car gives her candy and she takes it. And I'm like, Chantal, I need to tell you something.
Okay. And what is so funny is this would I laughed so hard because normally this would sound absolutely terrifying. The truth is, I'm in like a smallish town and we have a museum and it is run by this elderly man who has lost his wife and he just pours all his heart and soul into this museum. And considering that like we have such a small town, he has so much stuff there. Like the kids are like, we saw skulls. Like he's got so many things there. And when the kids would go, because before they were teenagers and like doing whatever the hell they're doing when they leave the house, they would like go to the museum and the museum guy would give them candy. And it was fine because we knew about it. And he's a sweet old man. He's not weird.
The horror on my child's face when he told me, he's like,
he was just devastated.
Because she's like, let's go. He's just going to give us candy. And he was like, I can't go there.
So.
My mom will kill me.
Our kids are 5 months apart. And out of the two of them, like Ashley's son is so responsible and so business. And my daughter is like, if you took a wildfire and lit a tornado with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
my son just looks at her and he's like, oh my God. He's such a rule follower. And then it probably he tells me everything and he'll be like, she's not following the rules, Mom. She's not following the rule. And I just laugh because he's starting to get a little bit more like edgy, but
And
this
you know
kid.
what? When people are like, astrology is not real. Yes, it is, because he's a Taurus
Yep.
man to a T.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter is a Libra woman to a T. They just are.
And it's funny because they like essentially grew up together and they're
Yeah.
opposites, but they get along so well. It's
I know.
quite
They're so
cute.
sweet.
But yeah, so the
Anyways.
parents and the kids think this guy is just fantastic. Gives the kids
Yeah.
a safe place to hang out. They
Mhm.
get free candy. He has nicknames like the Candyman and the Pied Piper, which I don't like that name.
I hate both of them.
I know.
Because I'll tell you, if the kids came home and was like, "We saw the Candyman," I'd be like, "No, you're not leaving the house anymore.
The
So hope
Pied
you enjoyed
Piper,
that." Or the Pied Piper.
get the fuck in the house. Lock your doors. You're never leaving. And all the while, no one is suspecting what is brewing underneath this sweet little, shop of
Candyman.
horrors.
Ew, gross. I knew I was going to hate this.
Yeah. So here it goes. I'm going to get into it. It
All
starts
right.
happening. Boys start going missing.
Ugh, okay.
At first, it was just Jeffrey Conan, 18 years old in 1970. He was actually hitchhiking from a summer job. Hitchhiking was
Okay.
really normal in the 70s.
Very, 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 very.
Like, you'd be like,
Everyone
okay,
did it.
you let your kid go, okay, I enjoy hitchhiking to work. Like, it was
Yeah.
as normal as taking the city bus back then. He never showed up. His parents are like, listen, he was on his way to work. The cops are like, sorry, we're pretty sure he's a runaway. And that
Ugh.
was it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was end of story. Fucking like, sorry,
done
your son
talking.
ran away. We're done with
Mhm.
this. If you want to
Mhm.
find him, good luck. That's on you. It's really sad. It's a really
That is really
sad
sad.
thing to think about. His parents knew
Yeah.
something was wrong.
Oh,
Just under a year later, two best friends, James Glass and Danny Yates, both 14 years old, disappear after telling their families they're going to a rally. And it was a Christian rally. So they're like, we're going to this rally thing,
we're going to talk to Jesus.
And they're not seen there. They never show up there and they never come home.
Great.
Yet again, the police say,
Right.
well, they've run away. So within a year, that's 3 boys. And the police are just like, probably met up with their other buddy and like, but I'm like, they're 14 years old.
I know. You know what? At
The
that time,
fuck?
it was like
Yeah.
a boys will be boys.
Yep.
Like they must be running around in the muck together. They'll come home.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Then, not long after that,
Oh boy.
2 brothers literally vanish on the same day. 2 brothers, Donald and Jerry Waldrop. They were 15 and 13.
Oh no.
Could you fucking imagine losing one child, but 2?
No, I can't.
Again,
I can't.
mom and dad go to the police. Now we have 5 kids, 2 double abductions, essentially.
And we're still not making the connection that like
we're still not getting too upset about it.
Okay, because they're still runaways. Got it.
And this keeps happening, Chantal. Like one boy after another. Like families are in the town, plastering posters everywhere. Porch lights are being left on. They had this thing in the town where they're like, leave your porch lights on so that they know that even on the flyers, they're like, any porch lights that are left on, it's a safe place, just come.
Okay, that actually broke my heart.
Yeah. Parents are out in the streets day and night looking for these children, and the cops just shrug their shoulders. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand.
Can you imagine? We both have day jobs. Can you imagine if, I got a call from my boss and he was like, "Hey, can you do this for me, please?" And I just was like, "Probably not."
No. Like that is your fucking job. Anyways.
Wow.
So this is all going on. Meanwhile, our little candy man there, he's just smiling, giving out treats, opening his doors to the neighborhood kids. No one is thinking anything is amok.
Perfect.
But here's what's really going on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Behind those closed doors, Dean had built what can only be described as torture rooms.
No, stop.
He kept a plywood board with handcuffs attached, rope, a sheet of plastic spread under his bed.
What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. And no one knows this is all going on. He would lure these boys in promises of beer, weed, cash, parties, and once they went, it was a nightmare.
This is in the bungalow of the candy shop?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
He would tie them up. He would assault them, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. And when he was finished, he would strangle or shoot them. And here's the twist that I haven't mentioned. Because there's always more than just
what
fucking
with the twists.
I know. Because it's bad.
Because that wasn't bad enough.
Well, let's sit though on this for a minute. When you look at abductions, generally they're single people. A lot of times when you see more than one person being abducted, there's more than one perpetrator because it's hard to control, especially teenage boy. It's hard to control two.
Are you about to tell me that there's two of these?
No, that's not what I'm going to tell you. It's much worse than you could ever imagine. So let's go.
I'm upset.
Buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to ruin your day.
Oh, God.
There were two teenage boys that he lured into his shop. David Brooks, who he manipulated with gifts and money and attention, at one point even gifted him a Corvette, and Elmer Wayne Henley, who thought he was helping with some kind of business at first until he realized the truth. But by then, by the time these kids really realized what this place was, because this wasn't a fucking candy shop. This was a hunting ground. This was a trap. It was like setting a mouse trap and watching the mice all come. And that, of course, a candy shop, a hangout, cool guy, he's giving you attention.
Of course.
And these two boys came from, lesser than healthy homes. So they're getting attention from an adult male.
Yeah.
And he groomed them. And he fucking groomed them hard. Together, these boys start recruiting. They would bring their own friends over, boys who trusted them, and those boys never left. So I want to pause here for a minute because I want to name some of these boys.
Yeah, please do.
Because this did go over multiple years and no one was looking into him.
No. Oh my gosh. Okay.
When I name these names, you're going to shit yourself because it's not a short list. We'll get back to the story in a minute, but I want to remember Jeffrey Cronin of 18, James Glass, 14, Danny Yates, 14, Donald Waldrop, 15, Jerry Waldrop, 13, Frank Aguirre, 18, Mark Scott, 17, who begged Brooks to save him, but Brooks froze. He was friends with Brooks, I believe. Billy Balch and Johnny DeLome, 16 and 17. Steve Sickman, 17. Wally Semino, 14. And Richard Hembry, 13. Billy Lawrence, 15. Randy Harvey, 15. Billy Ray Shoemaker, 19. Johnny Hall, 16. Mally Winkle, 16. Charles Cobble, 17. And Marty Jones, 18. And that's not even half of them.
I am speechless.
Yeah. So we know of at least 28 boys. Some sources say there are tons more. We're talking sons, brothers, friends, boys who loved fishing, riding bikes, playing pranks. Their names deserve to be spoken out loud. And this is why I haven't really been, putting a lot of emphasis on this fucking Dean monster, because their voices need to be heard louder than his bullshit fucking name.
I agree.
Most of these kids were actually buried in shallow graves.
Where? If you say at the candy shop, I'm going to lose it.
All over. So he had a rented space. So the funny thing about Dean was he rented apartments for very short periods of time and then would move on to the next one. He was kind of like odd like that, but I think we know why.
Yeah.
He did have a favorite place, though, and it was this old boat shed that he rented for storage. So, they found 18 in that shed. They confirmed 18 bodies in that shed alone.
What?
They found others
Girl.
They found others in wooded land by Lake Sam Rabin. It's like this little lake area. And literally, there are still bones sometimes being found. because this guy, he was probably one of the most prolific serial killers I've ever heard of, and people hardly know the story.
Why do I not know this story?
It's wild. It's
This is
fucking
crazy.
wild. I know.
My gosh.
So now we're August 8th, 1973.
Mhm.
So we're in the 70s. This has been going on for years with these boys. Okay.
Wow.
Dean invites Henley, Brooks, and a couple of local teens to his Pasadena house. So he's like, why
Okay.
don't you guys come to my house? We'll have a party. We'll drink some beers. It'll be fun. They drink, they smoke, they're, doing what they do. One of the teens
Mhm.
brings a friend, and this time it was a girl named Rhonda Williams. She was only 15. Dean loses his fucking mind. He doesn't want girls there.
No girls allowed.
He
Oh,
literally
no.
goes fucking nuts. Like, I mean, he has tied everyone up on the floor.
What?
Yep. So everyone's now tied up. They're at his house all night. He's pissed because there's a girl there. And he shoves a gun in Henley's hand and orders him to prove himself. He's like, you're going to kill all these people.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. When you said he loses it, I was like, "Oh, daddy got mad."
No.
I was not expecting you to tell me that he tied up all these kids.
Yeah. And the first victim he told this poor kid to kill was Rhonda, because we don't want girls at this party.
Get the girl out of here. Why is she here?
It's crazy.
What? I am blown away.
Yep. And then also wanted him to kill this other boy named Tim Curley. But Henley he's broken. Like, this kid has been through enough. He has been fucking groomed, abused,
Mhm.
forced to do the unthinkable. He knows he's responsible for deaths of these kids. Like, he's still a child. So this is weighing on him. Like, he probably felt very trapped, I'm assuming. The mental weight of that,
Well,
I
yeah,
can't.
and this is the exact reason why you can't have relationships with, like, managers and bosses at work, because there is something to be said for this level of manipulation. So, if Dean had been showing him attention, if Dean had been giving him money that maybe he normally
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have, you feel this need of devotion. Like, you
Yes.
owe them something. You owe them your attention, you owe them your body, you owe them whatever.
And that's what
And this is
groomers
why this
do.
gets yeah, this is where things get dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. But Henley snaps. He breaks. This poor kid can't do it.
Mm.
He points the gun at Dean instead. 3 shots. And just like that, the Candyman is dead in his own floor.
No way.
Now, Henley calls his mom. Mama, I killed Dean. And he is hysterical. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, what happened? He hangs up. Now mom's sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? He calls the police. And
Henley.
at first they think it's some kind of domestic. But then once Henley starts talking, he's like, no, we didn't just have an argument. He wanted me to hurt my friends, and I can't hurt people anymore.
So I killed him.
So he starts telling them this tale of this guy that is well known in the community. He's also a local electrician because once he left the military, he did that on the side. So he is like a businessman. He has a really good reputation within his community. They're like, what are you talking about? He would never do that. So they don't believe this kid. He's like,
Stop.
we've been killing kids. Yeah. And they don't believe him.
This is
It's
unbelievable.
unreal. So this poor fucking kid, and he is, he's a victim, but he's also a perpetrator at this point. So I don't want to give too much sympathy because he still could have said no.
Yes. And the thing is, you can only take the "I was manipulated" thing so far. You
Yeah.
really can. Like,
No,
at the end of the day, that kid, like, Henley was old enough. He knew that killing and torturing other kids was wrong.
absolutely.
You knew that. You knew that.
100%. And same with his buddy. So this is a
Mhm.
whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Then he says, well, I will take you to this boat shed. We we bury bodies in this boat shed. And they were laughing. They thought this kid was like off his bean. They weren't taking it seriously. So they're like, yeah, whatever. We'll go check out the boat. What they fucking found, Chantal. So the boat shed had like a dirt floor.
Yes, they do.
And it took 2 like scoops of a shovel and they're digging up bodies. Now think about it. The size of a boat shed, okay? You have 18 shallow, that whole floor is bodies. Like there's not a spot.
Is there any report of like the smell?
So they were buried underground and there was a report saying that the boat shed just smelled danky and stuff because remember, this had been going on for years. So these bodies are past the stage of decomp.
Yeah.
Some of them have been there for 3 years. It's bones at this point.
Oh my God.
So one policeman said that after that day, he never returned to police work.
No, we see this all the time. It's so heartbreaking.
And he was the same policeman that parents had went to and said, I think someone abducted my child. He is the same man that said they're runaways.
Of course, because how do you even, not only how do you continue doing your job, how do you sleep at night after knowing you were a part of that?
Yeah. So, I mean, the city obviously goes into shock because all of these boys, we're talking a small community, Chantal, and we have 28 that we can confirm. There's more.
Wow. 20. I can't. I'm blown away by this story.
I know.
I can't. 28.
Yeah. And at one point, people were like making up these like stories saying like this town is bleeding boys. They couldn't figure out where all the boys were going.
I hate that so much.
I know.
I hate that so much.
Like you're that like my mind, like my brain just broke just thinking about this. Like you're a cop.
I watched it happen.
And you're literally being told week in and week out, more boys are missing, more boys are missing. No girls have went missing. So there, you have a pattern.
Yeah.
And you're saying these are all runaways. They're not fucking runaways. 1 runaway, yes. 2 suspicious. 3, no, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Not 28.
You know what? It's stories like this that my kids hate you telling me.
I know.
Because like my stepson just turned 16 and he goes out with his buddies on the weekend, you know, they're going to parks and they're going to McDonald's and they're going and doing God knows what.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you need to stay home and play video games. You may not socialize and go out because this is terrifying.
It just rips children's opportunity to be able to
do
be
anything.
Kids. Yeah.
And I mean, I know before anybody comes at me, I know this was like a long time ago and they didn't have the cameras that we have now and they didn't have the thing. But it still makes you think because at the time, you know, they thought technology was advanced. They probably didn't think that their kids were going to get kidnapped by and tortured by the candy guy.
Fucking awful. Crazy. So obviously this city, this is worse than what their biggest nightmares could have even been.
No kidding.
Henley and Brooks actually do end up going to trial because Dean's dead. So, you know, people want retribution. People want, and like, obviously, if one of these kids lured my kid to be murdered, I'd be like, fuck you. You're just as bad.
There's not a force that could hold me down.
Nope. So they went to trial. Brooks gets life. Henley too. So they both got life.
Okay, good.
Henley is still in prison, alive, but Brooks actually died behind bars in 2020.
Okay.
But these families, these sentences, like, that's not going to bring your kid back. That's not going to change the fact that no one believed you when and, you know, he kept some of these victims for days. Maybe if the police would have did their job, they could have found these victims, you know, and saved them. Or even like did their due diligence and went to this candy shop where these kids frequented and even just questioned these 2 boys because maybe they would have cracked. Maybe they would have said yes.
I think they absolutely would have cracked.
Yes. And, I think that Houston Heights now, that is their legacy for
We saw
hosting.
this with Delphi,
Yeah. Yes.
right?
Speaking of Delphi, not to like get off track here, but my story is done because we have one perpetrator remaining alive in prison who will never see the light of day. He will die there. Dean's gone. The families are grieving, and I'm so sorry for your loss. But I
Yeah.
actually just finished reading this really interesting article regarding Delphi.
Oh, tell me.
There was a guy that actually it was in Indiana. Was it in
Yeah,
Indiana,
Delphi.
Delphi? Okay. So in Indiana, there are a couple little towns not far from Delphi.
Okay.
And in the course of, I believe, a few years, 3 sets of kids, two girls, and two girls, were all abducted and murdered. And I
Excuse me?
do wonder if it was the guy they prosecuted because
What?
there's a whole thing
Oh
about it right
my
now.
gosh. I'm
So,
absolutely going to look that up.
yeah, so the victims were Elizabeth and Lyrica? Lyrical? Lyric was their
Okay.
names. And then there was oh, and then okay, so
Hmm.
3 sets.
Yeah.
Then I think it was just like 2 years later or something. These two teenage girls end up getting abducted by this guy. He asked if they wanted to make some money and cut grass for them. And
Okay.
he ends up killing one of the girls, and the other one
Oh,
actually
no.
escaped. But they think their kidnapper was responsible, possibly responsible for the Delphi, and then the other two girls being murdered.
And do you know if those cases happened before or after Abby and Libby?
So it was the two youngest. So it
Uh-huh.
was Lacey and Lyrica and Elizabeth, and then there was another set of
Okay.
kids and a set of 3-year-old twins or sisters or something
What?
were also kidnapped but were found alive. Then it was the Delphi. Then
Abby and
it
Libby, yeah.
was these other girls not far that were
What?
kidnapped. Yeah.
I'm going deep on this
And the
afternoon.
worst part, the guy that killed the one girl and the other girl got away. The
Uh-huh.
last girls I told you about.
Uh-huh.
The guy that did that, he's dead now. He killed himself because he's a coward, but he was in prison, I think, for 20 years because he was the kidnapper of the twin 3-year-old girls. He was a reoffender, but he was in those
Oh
areas when all
no.
these other kidnapping. It's a rabbit hole, I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm going down.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going down, down.
Yeah, you're going down, girl.
Oh boy, that's
I couldn't wait
crazy.
to tell you that.
Yeah, that's
Anywho,
crazy.
that was my story.
Well, thank you so much for telling us that very disturbing. Ashley, very rarely am I like socks blown off, mind blown.
I know.
I'm just like trying to absorb everything you just told us,
So I
and
never
it's
gave you the
awful.
last name. It's Dean Corll.
We're talking about Dean Corll, my friends.
Fucking piece of shit.
How did I not know about this?
Yeah, it's not.
Like,
It's
why is he not up there with Bundy and
Dahmer.
Geen?
I'm telling you.
What? This
I
is
think it's
wild.
the humiliation of the police, really.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. That may very well be what's up here, where they kind of were just like, we really, really messed up here.
Yeah.
So we're just going to like hope this goes away.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes.
It's crazy.
Well, yeah, thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Yes. I am so excited for Tuesday.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.